have been really looking forward to tonight. Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. We're the Dolans, Ken and Daria Dolan. Introductions out of the way.
You get so carried away, you forget to say who we are.
Well, we certainly don't dwell on ourselves, do we?
No, we
All
don't.
right, let's just take, you know something we haven't talked about? Those of you who are looking at CNBC or Smart Money for the first time, we used to tell you this all the time. We haven't done it for a long time, so I'll tell you now.
And we're going to do this because a lady came up to me and didn't... Well, go ahead and say it first, and then I'll say why.
Yes. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
We're a married couple. We combine about 30 years of financial experience, going back to a bunch of years on Wall Street. Somebody had come up to us and
a
said,
lady came up to me in a a lady came up to me in the lobby of a hotel, recognized me, and I said, she said, where's the guy that's with you on TV? I said, he's over there.
The guy?
I said, my husband's over there, and she turned to me and she said, you're married? I figured everybody knew. See, you make assumptions. It's not true. 20
gray hairs, 20 years of marriage. But anyway, I'm glad we're doing this show tonight. You know, there's an awful lot of misconceptions about Social Security. No, it's not supposed to be a pension plan. It wasn't. Don't worry about you have Social Security, no problem. You live like a king. No, was always meant as a supplement, and an awful lot of us just do not understand what it is, how to use it, and how to get our benefits.
And a lot of people have been paying people a lot of money for stuff that is free from Social Security,
yep.
Groups that are trying to scare seniors into believing that Social Security isn't there unless they contribute money. We're going to get this all cleared up this hour, this half hour on Smart Money.
Patricia McMillan's back.
Patricia McMillan will be here, but first...
everyone has a will. What, no, wait, you heard me right. If you don't write your will, you get stuck with the will from the state. They'll write it for you. So no matter what, everyone has a will, good or bad.
And that means it's Financial Planning Thursday here on Smart Money. And while we appreciate the state trying to write your will for you, we have to admit the state is not very creative.
So here are 4 good reasons why, really, no kidding aside here, you really should write a will.
Number 1, without a will, your grown children may get some of the money that was meant for your spouse. That could leave your spouse with too little to live on.
Another good reason for having a will is that stepchildren usually get nothing in the state's version of your will. Neither do your friends or your roommate. Get my point?
Reason number 3 for having a will is that without one, a fight might break out among your relatives over who gets the children and who runs their inheritance.
I've heard about that many times. And our final reason for having a will is that without one, you can't leave your favorite things to your favorite people.
We recommend that you talk to your lawyer and discuss if a will is the best option for you. And please do it soon. It's going to give you and your loved ones peace of mind.
Estate Planning Thursday. We're glad you joined us. Speaking of peace of mind, the more you know about Social Security, the better off you're going to be.
That's right. So Social Security will give you a piece of we'll be here in just a minute with Patricia McMillan. Stay there.
If you have this much to read and you're only reading this much, then make yourself a super reading machine with the incredible Speed Reading hand video program. Learn the easy-to-master techniques that can get you reading 3 to 5 times faster with better concentration, comprehension, and recall. Thousands have already paid up to $500 to learn these exciting techniques in a classroom, but now your whole family can learn these proven time-saving methods at their own pace and for a fraction of the cost. Let expert speed reader and president of Allstate Speed Reading, Steve Moydell, teach you the simple exercises that can have you reading almost as fast as you can turn the pages. Imagine being able to zip through novels, textbooks, magazines, business reports, and anything else with complete understanding. And it's so easy that anyone can learn to do it. Video Times magazine says the average reader can greatly increase reading speed and comprehension with the skills taught in this tape. Paul Barkin writes, it really works. In just 3 days, I doubled my speed and improved my comprehension by 10%. And Neil Sanders writes, my rate went up approximately 10 times and my comprehension went up by 20%. The Speed Reading hand video program comes complete with a powerful study guide with over 30 remarkable remarkable, simple ways to increase your learning potential. But that's not all. As an extra bonus for ordering now, you'll also receive absolutely free the audio tape Super Memory Power. Learn to memorize anything quickly and easily, including names and faces, vocabulary lists, foreign languages, speeches, and much, much more. And if you use your credit card to order right now, you'll also receive as an extra special bonus the audio tape Mastering Concentration, where you'll learn step by step how to focus your mind to achieve all your goals. All this for the incredible low price of only $39.95. That's right, only $39.95, and it comes with a complete no-risk money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, just return the program within 30 days for a full refund. This special TV offer ends soon, so order now. Call toll-free 1-800-253-2300. That's 1-800-253-2300. Use your Visa or MasterCard. Call now, 1-800-253-2300, or send check or money order for $39.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Speed Reading, Post Office Box 4260, Omaha, Nebraska 68104. Order now.
Planet free, now is the time to recognize it's free for all that it is worth. Planet free for your tomorrow.
You know, we're just beginning to realize how fragile our planet is and the kind of risk we take when we destroy a forest or pollute the atmosphere. You can do something for a healthy environment, for your children, and for the future. Join me and plant a tree.
Do you feel like you're all thumbs with your car? On Smart Money Weekend, we'll give you some car repair tips for dummies.
Also, how to plan a perfect poker party and how to earn $30,000 a year traveling.
All this and more on Smart Money Weekend with the Dolans here on CNBC.
World business, an analysis of the overnight financial news and its effect on the day's market. 6 a.m. weekdays, CNBC FNN daytime. The Money Wheel, timely, up-to-the-minute information. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. weekdays on CNBC FNN daytime. Because time is money.
Okay. All right. Let's call it the way it is. Social Security is not the answer to everything. It doesn't take care of everybody the way everybody thinks it should take care of them. But it's all we've got, and not so darn bad at that. 38.7 million people a month receive a check. How would you like that postal bill? Number one, and 250,000 people or more call the toll-free information line. So almost everybody or their family, somebody in their family, is touched by Social Security one way or another, if not every day, at least once a month.
And so joining us for her second visit here on Smart Money, because she was such a great guest her first time around, is the Operations Supervisor of Social Security, Patricia McMillan. Pat, nice to see you again.
So you thought you'd come back again, huh, McMillan?
Here I am.
Who's entitled to Social Security?
Well, generally anyone who has a substantial work record. If, depending upon the benefits someone is interested in, they can be eligible for retirement benefits as early as age 62, or for an individual who is severely disabled. And there are also survivor benefits payable with less of a work record than retirees are expected to have.
Patricia, you know what bothers me? Because we talk to you occasionally, and of course you come on the show 2 or 3 times a year. And tell me if I'm overstating it. An awful lot of people don't realize. They certainly realize that it's being taken out of their check. Everybody knows that, because where's my money? But an awful lot of people just do not realize that there's a raft of benefits available. Survivor benefits for wife, for children, even if you've been divorced, although you have to be married of a certain... There's just a wide range of things. People think, unless I'm old, I can't get it. Or I'm older.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's just a tremendous amount of confusion.
For people that are approaching retirement, or maybe who have become disabled and have no other disability insurance, or for a woman who has been widowed suddenly with small children, when should any of these people contact Social Security?
Well, we recommend that people who might be eligible for benefits should contact us roughly 3 months ahead of time, of course, in the event of a death, as soon as possible thereafter. But if someone is planning a retirement, we recommend about 2 to 3 months before retiring, contact us through our 800 number. We can often arrange an appointment for an interview for the application to be done by phone, or an appointment for someone to visit an office if they prefer an in-person contact.
How many offices are there, Pat? I don't know the answer. I'm asking. How many field offices are there?
throughout the country, I believe there are about 2,700. I'm not exactly sure.
Over 1,000 anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure, as we look here into the camera across America, am I better off calling the toll-free number, or am I better off knocking on the local door?
We suggest the 800 number be used because we can give information out over the phone as to what kind of documents are necessary for the type of program the person is interested
I would
in.
assume if necessary, refer somebody to a local office.
Exactly, and tell them exactly where to go.
Yeah.
Now, if you get 250,000 calls estimated daily on that 800 number, though, there must be a better time to try to get through than other times, Pat.
Sure.
When do you recommend that people
Early
call
in the day or later in the day would be the best time in order to not get a frequent busy signal.
Is it open 7 to 7?
Yes, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
No matter where you live?
No matter where you are throughout the country.
Gotcha.
If I retire at age 62, if I retire at age 63 or 65, what's the range of benefits? Seems to me it's 80% of my full benefit. I retired at 62, 100% at 65, and sort of on a scale. Now, I'm 48. In 20 years or so, or 18 or 17 or 18 years, Patricia McMillan, might it be 67 for full benefits, or 66 or 68?
As we go into the next, into the 21st century, the retirement age is going to be going up quite a bit. For people who were born in 1960, the full retirement age will be age 67. And there will be a gradual increase in the retirement age with people born in the year 1938 and thereafter.
Are there enough people working now, Patricia, and I don't want to make a big thing, is benefits going to be there? You get that all the time, but are there enough people working now to support me in retirement, or people retired now?
Well,
I mean, there was a baby dearth in the 60s, there weren't a whole bunch of babies born. Are there enough people?
Sure, we certainly believe so. 95% of workers in the country are contributing to the Social Security system, and the Social Security system is quite solvent at present. But there's expected to be a $297 billion surplus by the end of the year, and this is expected to be the money that's going to be held for the baby boomers' retirement years. So, and the funds are invested in the safest, most secure government bonds. And
if those aren't any good, then nothing matters.
Well, generally, most economists and actuaries believe that the system is quite solvent at present.
So it would be solvent for the boomers.
Right.
What about the boomers' children? Are we going to start running into problems there with fewer people working?
Well, we don't expect that to be a problem at present, but it is a fluid system, and as it has historically, it will react to the demographic changes and economic changes over the years.
Patricia, if I decide to take my retirement and my Social Security benefits at age 62, I'm not entitled to Medicare at 62,
That's
correct?
correct,
Must I then go reapply as I approach my 65th birthday, or is that automatic?
That's an automatic feature of our system. If someone is receiving checks before their 65th birthday, automatically they're enrolled in Medicare. A couple months beforehand, they'll get material on it, and they'll receive their Medicare card when they're 65.
One of my favorite parts about Social Security, though, with the checks is direct deposit. Shouldn't people use that? Isn't that money safer if it goes directly from the Social Security Administration into their bank?
We certainly believe so. I think it's probably the easiest method for the public in general. It's also a much more cost-efficient method for the government too, to send the benefits directly to the bank each month.
You know, when you say benefits, it reminds me, and maybe I overreact to this. We talk to our audience all the time on TV and radio about asking for your personal earnings and benefit estimate statement. I do it every year to make sure that you guys in Washington are benefiting my account. Doesn't that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
PEBES, personal estimate of earnings, benefits. And so if I give you roughly how much money I expect to make between now and retirement, you'll give me a complete record of what I paid in over the years and give me a real idea, an honest-to-goodness idea of what I can get at retirement.
Right.
And it's free.
It doesn't matter how old you are either. You can send that statement in and get a very accurate estimate. It's readable too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's quite
but
so.
Supposing I find an error on there, supposing that I find I'm not credited, or I was credited incorrectly for a calendar quarter.
It's too bad, Daria. There's nothing they can do. Oh, no.
We would recommend you contact your local Social Security office because we can fix that problem readily as long as an individual has retained their W-2 form for the year in question. Great. Adjustments.
Okay, we'll got some more questions for you, but I think Bernice in California has the question that always crops up when Social Security is mentioned. So, Bernice, welcome.
Hi, Bernice.
Thank you. I was born in 1921, and I'm one of the so-called notch babies. Can you tell me what the status is regarding this situation?
The notch babies, and let me just explain, if I may. They're talking about people who claim when they were born between 1917 and 1921 that they're not getting their due. Patricia?
Well, at present there is legislation pending before Congress to see if there can be an extension of the years from 1921 to 1926. Those born during those years, if there would be any kind of change to restore any benefits that have been lost to that age group. We are not optimistic that there will be any particular change in that area at present, simply because of the cost involved.
Yeah, sure.
Extremely expensive.
The actual designated notch years are 17 through 21, are they not?
Exactly.
There are some people out there that are forming notch groups and sending flyers to people born between 17 and 26 saying, you're a notch person, send us money, we're going to go fight for you. Pretty bad investment, I would think.
I would agree.
Yeah. What about earnings? How much can I earn? I know between, if I'm 70 or over and I'm still working, a lot of people are still working. I can earn a skazillion dollars if I'm over the age of 70.
Right.
But from 62 to 70, Patricia, what are the numbers? It's like 6,000 and 8,000.
Right. At present, if you're under the age of 65, you can make $7,880 for the year.
Gotcha.
And still receive all the Social Security checks. For someone who's between the ages of 65 and 69, $9,720 for the year.
Not exactly Rolls-Royce money,
No,
Patricia McMillan.
no.
Exactly. Okay, what you're saying is, by staying within that limit, I can get my full check without being
Exactly.
$2
Receive
per
all
month.
12 checks for the year.
All right, let's go to North Carolina. Hi, Trudy.
Hi,
Welcome.
Jerry and Ken. Love your show.
Thank you, Trudy.
Thanks,
Hope
Trudy.
Patricia can give me some guidance here.
Okay.
I started collecting widow's benefits at 60. I will be 62 in the spring of next year. My own benefits will give me a higher rate. However, is it in my best interest to, and can I legally collect the widows and postpone collecting on my own record until 65?
Okay, good point.
Good
Seems to me she'd
question.
want the most you could get, but
Yes, I would recommend she would contact her local office about 3 months before turning 62, because each person's case would have to be weighed out individually. She certainly has options. She can switch from the widow's benefits to her higher retirement benefits at age 62. However, it may be advantageous for her to wait till she's a little bit older.
Which I think is what she'd like
Yeah.
to do.
And we can work out the mathematical figures for her and explain it all and give her
meaning
her
at
best options.
Meaning at age 65, when her husband's benefit, that'd be the maximum benefit at age
Right,
65.
exactly.
Okay.
So it may be worthwhile for her to wait a little bit past her 62nd birthday.
But just go to her local office and let them know.
We can work out the figures
Good
and
deal.
explain
Good,
it.
All right,
all
Patricia,
right.
good.
We'll be back with Patricia McMillan. More of your questions and a few more of ours concerning Social Security after this break here on CNBC.
Get ready for the most powerful investment tool you'll ever use. Add Express to your personal computer, and you've got a 24-hour financial information service right in your home. Fast, accurate, easy to use. Express gives you an insider's view of what's going on whenever you want it. Take charge of your financial future with Express.
Call Express now for a special introductory offer. 1-800-7PC-NEWS.
30 years ago, my daughter died. I became very ill and I lost my job. Because of these events, I began correspondence with many world-renowned people asking if they had ever faced a crisis and how they had coped with it. The answers are in this book, Moment of Truth. It contains one-of-a-kind letters from people like Eleanor Roosevelt, Somerset Maugham, Pearl Buck, Thomas Merton, Roger Staubach, and many more. There are 40 letters in all, with photographs of each person in a brief biography. This beautiful leather-bound book isn't sold in stores, and it's offered at no profit. The proceeds from Moment of Truth will go to the Points of Light Foundation. To order your copy of Moment of Truth, send $19.95 plus $3.95 for shipping and handling to the Museum Book Collection, Post Office Box 9311, Miami Lakes, Florida 33014, or call 1-800-441-0600. Moment of Truth, a book for the time.
At first I was scared, but my body said, Rock, you ain't nothing.
The letter took me by surprise. An associate gave a gift in my name to send a kid who sees the sky from his fire escape to open sky country. And this kid wrote me.
When I got to the top, I felt so proud.
I'll never forget this gift.
Find out about gifts that give back. Call now.
I felt so proud.
Do you know who's calling when your phone rings? Have you ever received this kind of call?
Hello? Hello?
Now you don't have to put up with unwanted or obscene phone calls. You'll know who's calling with the Call Identifier. It only takes seconds to install, and with the call identifier, you'll know the person's number who's calling even before you pick up the phone. Screen unwanted calls. Stop nuisance calls. Tired of people hanging up on your answering machine? With the call identifier, you'll know who called after only one ring. Don't want to miss that important call? Get the call identifier.
To order your call identifier now for only $89.95 and put an end to unwanted or obscene phone calls, call 1-800-468-3476. That's 1-800-468-3476. No home should be without one. So call now, 1-800-468-3476.
At this special time of year, all of us at CNBC wish everyone a joyous, healthy, and peaceful holiday season. Happy holidays from CNBC.
Yeah, it's tough to get through sometimes. As Patricia McMillan, our guest, said, 250,000 people call every day. But I'll tell you, I call the Social Security line to ask questions from time to time, and I usually get through. Here's the number. It is a new number. I'm not going to tell you the old one. I've told you that one already. I'm not going to confuse you. It's 800-772-1213. That's 800-772-1213. That is the toll-free number to Social Security. Is that...
I'm sorry you changed that number. I used to be able to remember the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go...
okay, wait a minute. Before we go to Angela in New York, quickly, with direct deposit, a lot of people now are concerned about the health of their banks. What happens if I'm having my Social Security checks deposited at a bank and the bank is taken over or fails?
Well, what we recommend folks do in that instance is to contact us as soon as they're made aware of the situation to transfer the check either to their home address or to another bank, whatever bank they choose to do business with. Generally, they do.
Good. New York, Angela, welcome.
Okay.
Hi.
I was just 62 and I'm collecting Social Security.
Okay.
Now, my husband will first be 62 in June. Now, I've called Social Security 3 different times. I got 3 answers to find out. And they tell me that once my husband is 62, I can go on to his. But if I wait, which is 2 months later, at age 63, they will have to give me 41.7% of what he would have gotten at age 65. Is that true or not? Because 3 different times I've called, I got 3 different
answers.
Well, let's hope we don't get a a 4th one, or at least it'll agree with one of them.
Well, I agree with at least one of them. And that is that while she's collecting her own retirement benefits now, when her husband turns 62, she's automatically going to be considered eligible for the wife's benefits payable on that account, and it should be roughly 41% of what the full rate would have been under that record.
Now, does she have a choice of taking the higher of 2 with her record or her husband's record?
Well, we would suggest that she would collect the wife's benefits as soon as possible on his record, so she doesn't lose cash benefits that are otherwise payable.
Well said.
Good. All right. Well, we're running out of time.
We have so many people on the telephone.
We got so many people to talk to. Any possibilities that Social Security will no longer be the sacred cow as the years go on? Or you to think it's pretty safe for everybody? They won't start messing around with it in Congress.
Well, we believe that, that it's a public trust that we have with Social Security programs, and what we've seen historically is that the program has gone where the voters want it to go. So we really don't expect any dramatic changes in upcoming years in Social Security legislation.
That means if we call in 6 months, you'll still be there and you'll come back again.
We expect to be.
Okay. Patricia, thanks.
Patricia McMillan, nice having you with us. She's Operations Supervisor for the Social Security Administration. We'll take a quick break before phones across America. Well, last Friday, according to some people on Wall Street, it was the interest rates on credit cards being suggested to be moved downward by law that scared the heck out of the market. Well, we thought you'd be interested in seeing what the top 10 institutions charge on their credit cards today. Take a look.
Good information from Patricia. That was great.
You see those interest rates, and they're having problems making money at the banks.
Easy, Daria. Easy.
Well, today's first question for phones across America comes from the Prodigy Interactive Service Bulletin Board. Prodigy is a personal computer service, and from time to time we select questions from their subscribers to answer right here on Smart Money.
This question comes from Tom. He writes, are there guidelines that tell me what percentage of income to save each year to allow me to retire at the same lifestyle? Yeah, 100%. No, you can't do that. we use 10%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
if you're
guess.
young.
Yeah.
Young people, if they do 10% of their gross income annually, are going to have one heck of a wonderful retirement, providing they don't make dumb investments and lose it all. As you get older, if you haven't done that 10% as a young person and you get towards your 40s, then you better start bumping it up to 15%. And if you're later than that, then obviously the more you have to do.
I may quickly, Tom, throw you in the rule of 72, and that simply says if you take an investment's yield, and let's use 6% CD as an example, take 6%, divide it into 72. That'll tell you how long it'll take for an investment to double. 6% will take 12 years, 9% will take 8 years. Use the rule of 72 to see how, in fact, compounding can work in your favor if you make prudent investments.
Good. Now to the phones, and Eric in Washington, D.C. Welcome.
Hi, Ken. Hi, Daria.
Hi, Eric.
Hi.
Two things I'd like to know very quickly. With interest rates dropping in this country, how can I find out about overseas interest rates and, let's say, the CD equivalent bank instruments that I can use in order to capitalize on those interest rates?
Good question.
Okay.
Good. Okay. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. First of all, the calling from where was Eric calling from?
Washington, D.C.
Yeah, well, okay, clearly.
Perfect place to call from with that kind of question.
You can call any brokerage firm, large brokerage firm in the area. Eric, most of the, use Merrill Lynch as an example, Dean Witter, Kidder, most of the large firms have international desks. It's very simple to do. You can call the local bank, the local English bank, Irish bank, whatever it might be, right in your local area, especially Washington, D.C., and they will give you their rates. It's very, very simple, but be careful of currency. Don't, 14% in Australia or 12%, fine. You say that's more than 6%. Yeah, but watch out for the currency.
That's right, because what you have to understand is there is a currency risk attached on to those interest rates, and if they're bond instruments and not certificates of deposit with a maturity and a guaranteed payback of principal plus interest, then you have an interest rate risk, you have a credit risk if it's a foreign bond. You may not know how safe or strong the entity is issuing it, and you have a currency risk. You put this all together, and you are putting roughly possibly an 18% bigger hit on your investment than if you'd stayed in measly old CDs in the U.S.
Yeah, and Eric, we're not saying don't look at it. All we're saying is understand, you don't, as we talk about constantly here on Smart Money, is you don't just buy yield. You don't buy something that looks like it's going to pay you 9% and lose 20% on your principal. So especially when you're investing overseas, be careful. Make sure you're not comparing apples and oranges.
And be careful of repatriation taxes that may come into play, because if you're buying it over there, you're buying it in that currency, they may charge you something just to bring it back into good old US of A dollars.
Good question, Brian. Eric. Thank you very much. If you're looking to get published, tune into Smart Money Weekend, and we'll tell you how to do it.
Also, fun and practical gifts for seniors, as well as a whole lot more.
Hope you join us for Smart Money Weekend. We have a lot of fun. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye-bye,
Take
everyone.
care.